There's been a lot of discussion recently about World Trade Organization or WTO rules. If there's no trade deal agreed between the UK and the EU before Brexit, then WTO rules will apply after December the 31st, 2020. But what exactly are the WTO rules? And what would it mean for your business if the UK ended up using them to trade with the EU and the rest of the world? Basically, most countries, including the UK, are members of the WTO, and they agree to certain rules around how nations trade with each other. But right now, the UK trades with the world on the basis of around 750 agreements negotiated by the EU on our behalf. There's also a single market and customs union covering all 28 EU members. After Brexit, all that could change. Today, nobody knows exactly what might happen after the 31st of December 2020, but there are four main things to bear in mind when planning for a possible no-deal scenario. A tax called tariffs would be reintroduced for trade in goods between the UK and the EU. The average EU tariffs on goods are in the region of 1.5%, but some sectors, for example cars and agriculture, have much higher tariffs, so you need to check the possible impact for your business. Services, including financial services, could also be impacted by restrictions on market access. Depending on which sector you're in, that impact could be very significant. So if your business is in this area, it's important to do some detailed planning here. Border checks and customs controls will likely add time to shipments. Under WTO rules, trade between the UK and the EU would likely be subject to border checks. This could significantly delay your deliveries and impact your supply chain. And the effect of this could be particularly important if your business is in a highly regulated sector like pharmaceuticals or chemicals. Documentation and paperwork will be needed. It'll be really important to have all the correct certificates and licenses prepared and at hand so that you can prove the nature and origin of your goods. You can probably outsource much of this work to a third party to make the declarations for you, although that will come at a cost. And remember, documentation is especially important if you are shipping products made up of parts from different countries. When all is said and done, the key conclusion is that under a no-deal Brexit scenario, where WTO rules apply to trade between the UK and the EU, and between the UK and the rest of the world, businesses that have planned ahead will have a major competitive advantage. Ready for Brexit? For information, independent advice, and to prepare your business for Brexit, go to readyforbrexit.co.uk.